Welcome to blocking. Why do we block? What is it? Well, blocking is a way of using water and possibly heat to properly shape your garment, and it can make the absolute difference between a piece that you have spent months working on and it looks okay to something that you spend months working on and it looks fantastic. It's all in the finishing, and I encourage you to learn blocking right at this beginning level. It is nothing to be afraid of, and it really does make a difference in the pieces, as you'll see in the before and after. So this is my 2 sample miniature scarves that I've made, and they have not been blocked yet. This one is made out of wool. I think it's an 80% wool. Sorry, I don't have the tag with me right at the moment. And this one is made out of acrylic. And there is a difference in technique between the wool and the acrylic. With the acrylic, I just myself prefer to just wet block and not apply the heat. The wool blend, I like to use steam or heat. I'm going to show you both methods. So the first thing that happens in both methods is to wet your pieces. You can either wet your pieces by putting it into water, rolling it up into a towel, pressing the moisture out of it. That would work well, especially with a small piece. With a larger piece, it can be perfectly acceptable to get a squirt bottle and to just go to town squirting the piece to get it wet. I like to use the squirt method myself. So what I do first is I will pin my garment into the shape that I want first, then I will wet it. Doesn't matter if you want to take those away and wet them and then put them here and pin it, it is perfectly fine. So I'll pick this video up as soon as I have wet it myself with pinned it and wet it with the squirt bottle, so you can see what that looks like. All right, now I have the 2 mini scarves pinned. I mean, it seems a little silly on this tiny little versions of scarves to show you, because there's not much to be seen, but I want you to see the process. And when I actually finish Jay's scarf, I'm going to show you another technique of pinning them out by using actually these long metal rods, which I use for my lace work. But for now, this will work because this is a good method. So I just soak it. I make sure that the acrylic is good and wet. My wool, in this case, is good and wet. And then I just like to soak up any little bit of extras off of the blocking board. This is just a little play mat that you buy at Walmart. I don't know what you call it. It's just a foam. And that's what I use for my blocking boards. Easy, easy, easy. Cheap as well. Don't need to buy anything expensive. You can buy a pack of 4 for about 10 bucks. Okay, so those are both nice and wet. Now that they're both wet, the acrylic one you would just let dry. Just let it dry overnight and it is done. I tend not to use any heat with acrylic because I have killed my pieces. And that's actually what you're trying to do when you're not trying to kill it, but you're trying to set it. And when you apply heat to a acrylic piece, it will set it in that shape, and that's it. And I've actually gone overboard with that, so I'm always leery of the heat with the acrylic. If you go on the internet, you'll see people that have done it successfully, but I just wet block. Now the wool I love, and I do like to set it with heat. If you're going to use an iron, always put a cloth over top and then press your iron down, let go, move your cloth, press your iron and set down so it's steaming it. Or I just go and use my garment steamer. This is the particular one that I use Just nothing fancy. Again, I think I just picked it up at Walmart, or for those in Canada, I think I might have even bought it at Canadian Tire, I can't remember. So it's just a steamer, and I put it on steam mode, and I just I don't touch it to the wool, but I just slowly draw the steamer over the garment like that to set it into shape with heat and water. And I'll do a few passes like that over my garment until I think it is done. That was a bit too quick for me, but I'll just do a couple more passes, and then I'll show you the video of the result when it's dry. I have removed the pins because both of my mini scarves have dried, and now they are shaped nicely. It is hard to see in this particular example because I'm just using these little swatches of pretend scarves for you to notice the difference that blocking makes, but it really does. If you're shaping a sleeve or the top part of a sweater or the front piece of a sweater, it helps set the shape to the dimensions that you specified exactly, and makes the object true to that shape, and becomes a very nice looking piece instead of one that, you know, was a little bumpy around that edge and a little off kilter there, and this one was a little wavy on that side. Again, like on a small piece like this, it's not, blocking isn't really going to show what it can do. When I do finish Jay's scarf, it's going to take me a couple of months to knit it. When I finally finish it, I'll do another little segment on blocking. It'll be blocking part 2, Jay's scarf. So on that one, you'll be able to see the difference that blocking can make. Okay, that's how to block your knitting.